Hello, listeners. Welcome to Changepreneurs podcast. First of all, sincere gratitude to all our listeners. This is our 51st episode as Changepreneurs. What started as just a small idea in my mind, and today we have told 50 stories of incredible people who have brought about massive change in the society and the business and the leadership and elsewhere. So, my name is Sathish Kumar, a life coach from South India. I'm joined by my co-host Sunil Satyendra, fondly known as Coach of Coaches. In today's episode, we sit down with the powerhouse in organizational excellence, Mr. L.K. Moorthi, a Stanford-certified program manager with over 35 years of global IT leadership across banking, telecom, aviation, manufacturing, and retail. Mr. Moorthi is on a mission to bring corporate-grade transformation to small and medium organizations, helping them eliminate chaos, build high-performance teams, and scale with precision. Through his signature SMO accelerator, he blends decades of leadership wisdom with practical, no-nonsense strategies that transform businesses from the inside out. If you're an entrepreneur, founder, or leader looking to take your organizations from good to world class, this conversation is going to be a masterclass in transformation, transition, and talent development. We'll also look at some of the personal challenges faced by Mr. Moorthi in his life, also a deep dive into why he's doing what he's doing. Moorthi sir, it's a privilege and honor to have you on Changepreneurs.
Thank you very much, Sathish and Mr. Sunil. Great to be part of this conversation and heard a lot about what you're doing and how you are making a change in everybody's life. So thank you very much. And our association with Sunil is very long. Sathish is very long. We had met when he was a banker, a true banker, not the banker of today. Say, today there is no connect, there is no human touch. I'm sorry to say this, but very rarely you see a true banker. So, Satish, hats off to you. What you had done was something which was exemplary. And also what you did to my family when I was abroad. And you took care of all their banking needs. And personally taken care of my family, the financial parts from the banking perspective. So thanks a lot. And it was great meeting a guy like Sathish. And Sunil, I just get to know you more and hopefully...
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I just know that you are a coach, a coach of coach.
Oh, absolutely. Now, you said we know each other from a long time. You took my name. So it could be a very real possibility that we know each other from, previous births, and it never is an accident that I find myself here. So there's always a pull that gets people in. So, it's lovely to see you and, completely smiling, so graceful, so full of kindness and, being very grounded. So
life is to be enjoyed. Life is to be enjoyed. There's no point getting a frown on your face. It is better to have a smile on your face. It helps. There is a lot of nerves which gets relaxed when you smile. And I have a reason to smile because I'm grateful to God who had given me 2 chances in my life. So once when I was about 16 in the high school, I fell in a pit, head down, and my brain got damaged. And as a result, my right hand and leg were paralyzed. I was almost a vegetable. So my driver used to literally carry me, put me on the school bench, and then in the evening, he would take me back home. That was how I studied 8th, 9th, and 10th. And of course, the treatment was going on at Vellore. Those times, the Vellore Medical CMC, Vellore was the only place where a neurologist or a neurosurgeon could be contacted, or the best of the best. So my father, being a doctor, did not want an operation to be performed because at that time it was very crude and it was not advanced like as of today. So he said, let's try out some medicines to deactivate those active cells and all those things, which, as you know, it dulls you. It makes you dull and dumb. That was what it was, so that I don't get those epileptic fits and all those kind of stuff. The headmaster, the principal of the school, he called my father one day and said, okay, we are not going to allow Lakshman to write the exam, the 10th. It was a public exam those days. So 10th exam, we will not send him because we have a history of 100% pass. And if I allow Lakshman to write, we will not be able to get that 100% because he will not pass this exam. So, of course, any parent would not be very happy to hear such a thing. That was when my mentor or guru stepped in. My mother's father, my grandfather, he stepped in. He was a physical instructor, exponent in yoga and also Ayurveda. So he stepped in at that time and he said, no, this is very sad to hear this. Can I take over this boy's health? And then let us try. And that was the real mentor who entered into my life, in my personal state. And he put me on yoga, Ayurveda, and he said, let us give a try for 3 to 4 months. If it doesn't work out, we will go back to allopathy. Are you okay with that? And he abruptly cut all the medications and he put me on Ayurveda and yoga. Very systematic, very strict regime for me. And I started to write. I could write about a page, 2 page, 3 page and all continuously. And he said, okay, let me talk to the principal. And he came to the school and he convinced him that this boy will pass. Don't worry, I take the 100% responsibility. This guy will pass. I am an old retired headmaster, so I know where you stand in. And he convinced him. And they said, hesitatingly, the father Makil. So he allowed me to write the exam. And prepared. Somehow I scraped through. I passed. I didn't fail. I passed. And I didn't bring any disgrace to my school. So after that, there was no stopping me. I was always college first. I stood in everything. I'm not boasting about myself, but that determination to prove something and show that I can do it started coming from that, because I got a chance to live again. Rather than being called a cripple, even my family, there were some people in my family also who said that, okay, it is better to write off this guy and put him a small petty shop and put him there. That is how he can survive in life. So those kind of comments were also hurting comments had been there, and it constantly it nagged me that I have to prove myself. And believe me, I was always college first. And there was a time when I did my BSc for mathematics, I got 98%. I didn't get 100%. I was vying for 100%. And there's in Calicut University, we can take a reappearance if you want to improve your score. I made a reappearance and I got 100. So why I'm saying that was that I was so determined to succeed in life. And that was the 4 things which my grandfather taught me. Physical rejuvenation, mental, emotional, and spiritual. These are 4 things which has actually helped me to revive or come back again. And after that, it was a big journey. Even though I started off as a CA, somehow I got disinterested with a ticking job and auditing job. And I jumped into IT field as a COBOL programmer and a system integrator and a security specialist and then infrastructure specialist. It went on and I scaled so many heights and I donned many hats during my course. And also as Sathish had mentioned, I had been a program director for many big organizations like Ati Telecom and aviation sector and various sections. And then it was like I have seen it all, done it all kinds. And when I retired, I thought it is time to plow back or give back something. So I started off with something very in a limited manner, coaching and training people. Then I realized that training is different, coaching is different, and mentoring is different. So there is subtle difference between the three. Slowly over a period of time, I became more of a coach and a mentor. So today I do consulting, coaching, and mentoring. So consulting, as you know, it is fixing a problem. So somebody has a problem. Basically, the small and medium organization is where I try to concentrate, because big companies, they have a lot of opportunities and people are there and all those things. They don't have a problem actually. They can always survive, and the margins are also big, deep pockets. But small and medium organizations have always been uh, interesting to me, and they face this challenge. And these are people who really genuinely want help. So when somebody is ready to receive help, why should I stop doing that? So that is when I donned the hat of a consultant again and fix specific problems, may it be productivity or efficiency or process orientation. It might require a little bit of coaching in between. Coaching, as you well know, it is specific skill sets. Identify a skill set to be improved and then work on it. So that is coaching part of it. Mentoring is a long-term process, which I do as a hobby or in my leisure time. That is something which I am very happy to do. Like there are so many students, college going or postgraduates, who uh, who are in the colony or in the community. They reach out, and then it is a long-term engagement with them, guiding them, telling them stories, motivating them, finding out what is stopping them, what are the inhibitors. These kind of things are part and parcel of the mentorship that I do. So I told you about one setback in my life. The second setback came in 2020, right along with the COVID. So I don't know, something went wrong with my eyes, and it was diagnosed as ocular tuberculosis. Whether it was my lung which was a problem or my eye which was a problem, it's a point of debate. I don't want to argue, because I had shown to a very reputed the eye hospital. And when it was not working out, when the blurred vision started coming again and it started deteriorating, I went to even a bigger eye hospital, and they also confirmed that, okay, you have the ocular tuberculosis and you have these things, and okay, fine. So the medication started. One of the medications for the tuberculosis is known to affect eye nervous systems, the nervous system of the eye, ocular. So they say it is 1 in 10,000 or 1 in 20,000. That is a chance. Maybe I was the designated guy and I lost my sight totally. Both eyes, total black. So nothing I could do. So that was something which I could never ever think about. I would used to sit and cry. And nothing can be done. I can't do anything. Somebody has to hold me and carry me. At home I am okay, because I count my steps. 5 steps left, 10 steps, like that. I got a habit of not kicking any furniture and walking. But outside my house, it is a very big problem for me. So then they did their level best. Finally, they took an MRI scan and understood that my optic nerve was degenerated. Wow. So they showed, and I think the line, now I can see that, it was a dotted line. It is not a straight line. So that is what they call technically as degenerated, and nothing can be done. And they were almost about to put me on to how to handle myself with a stick. You know, the white and red stick, which blind people use. So they almost put me into that. It was when, by grace of God, an old Ayurvedic doctor of mine, he called me out of the blue, and he said, "Okay, Lakshman, what is happening? You had been there in Chennai for a long time now. What is happening?" And I told him that this is what it is. Tomorrow they are going to do a lumbar punch and take the spinal fluid and check what can be done with me. Oh, fine. And he said, "No, no, 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 please don't do anything. Can you please come back?" And he was instrumental in getting me admitted to a Ayurvedic eye hospital in Kerala. A very, I don't mind saying the name, Sridhariyam.
Yeah. Let's say the name also for the benefit of listeners. Yes, sir. Please.
Yeah, it is Sridhariyam Ayurvedic Eye Hospital. So it was the COVID time and they were not admitting any people, but as a special case, they allowed me to come. We drove down and they did. There's a very modern, sophisticated lab and all. It is not you. You don't imagine the old conventional Ayurvedic hospital. It is a fully equipped hospital with a lot of modern equipments. They again redid my retina scan and did all the tests. They also then they said, yeah, there is a lot of damage which has happened, confirmed. And we cannot guarantee you anything at the moment, but we can give it a try. And the doctor who was looking at me showed a pen torch onto my eyes, moved it left to right, and he said, "Lakshman, can you see anything?" I said, "I can see a dot. One dot moving." "Oh, that is enough. We can do it." My goodness, I was the happiest man at that point of time when the doctor said, "Yes, we can do it. If you are seeing that dot, that is enough for us. We will get it straight." And then, okay, fine. Since I had already been an Ayurvedic, at the mercy of Ayurveda to be up and running on and stand on my own legs, this was a second birth. And they said, "Okay, admit for about 21 days. They just treated me. And also, by the by, at that time, there was no census below my waist. So literally, I was pushed in on a wheelchair. I cannot walk. I could not walk at that time because it was all numb. The entire body was gone for dogs. So it was so bad at that time. And then they first treated me for my general thing. Within 5 days, I could start walking. And within about a week, they started a lot of things with my entire body. And they said, "You have to now take a break for 1 month and then come back again." So I did that. I followed them meticulously to the to the dot. Whatever they prescribed, I used to do that very, very, very religiously. Obey their instructions. And the second time, it was only my eyes, treatment for the eye. And by the time I got discharged, I could see, I could walk on my own. I didn't need anybody to hold me, except the steps and all were a little difficult. Otherwise, it was okay. And the treatment continued for about 2 years. Every 6 months, I have to go get myself admitted. I said, "Okay, anything it is improving, so I don't mind." And believe me, after about 2 years plus, today I drive my car, I do my job, I read books back to as if it was my old time. So it is again a repeat of the 4 things I said: the physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. The 4 things which helped me to bounce back twice in my life. This story about me, I always tell this to people who come back and say they are not happy, they are not satisfied. I said, thank God you are living. Thank God you are seeing things. Thank God you are able to do things and think about things. So, you are much, much better off than what I was. If I can do it, definitely anybody can do it. So, I used to motivate, and I stand as an example of somebody who has recovered. and who can. So I just tell all my friends or my mentees or people who come for coaching, I tell this story so that it motivates them. So this is one part of my life. And that brings me to the next part, I would say, the coaching, where I say it is a lot of focused attention that I give, blending in a habit formation in everything and anything that we do. I hope I am not deviating from topics that you would like to hear from me. Is there anything
Go ahead,
else,
sir. Go ahead, sir.
Sunil?
Please,
Please
I
go
think
on.
we are enjoying this listening to you. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. So, what helped me to be a better person in life was habit formation. So, even if you understand or you say define motivation, so there also the word habit appears. So, motivation is a process by which it gets triggered, cultivated, and sustained. Sustain a habit forming activity, which is a habit. So everything works out on a habit. That's what I always feel. And habit, as you all know, has 4 parts. One is a cue, craving, reaction, and reward. Cue, craving, reaction, and reward. There are 4 things which make a habit or break a habit. So habit can be good habits or bad habits, whatever it may be, habit is a habit. So what makes us? There's a trigger. That's a starting point. Something triggers you to do a particular thing. That is the first part of it. And it instigates a craving for that. For example, you see an ice cream ad or a pizza ad with the cheese coming out as missing things. So that is a trigger. And it creates a craving in you to, I also want that. That's a craving part. What is the reaction? Nowadays, it is very easy. Zomato, Swiggy, you know what? You take the phone, dial a couple of numbers, and then, okay, fine. That pizza is there within 15 minutes at your doorstep. And that has made it very simple, and you have got the reward. You enjoyed eating that. So these are the 4 steps. So this is made use of by advertisers. You look at the Sunday cinema. Earlier, when we used to have, forget about the OTT, before the OTT days. Every Sunday, we used to sit before the TV to look at the Sunday film, which was the good one at that week. And before it started, you will have mostly advertisements on food. Coke, Pepsi, all those things will come because they make you set. If you want to enjoy, see now, if you go to a movie, you are addicted to buy the popcorn because it is seen everywhere there, and they also advertise big drums of popcorn and all those things. So it is a trigger. You go and buy it. The craving starts and you buy it. And they make it very attractive that you cannot say no to it. And it is easy to get. So these are things which any advertising agency will do. These are 4 things they do. They make it very attractive. They make it very easy to buy. And they make it very interesting for you to have it. If you don't have it, you're missing out something, as if they will put it in such a way. And so kids or even adults, we all go and we are tempted to buy that. So this is an example of habituating a person to buy a particular product, which the advertisers use to the maximum. Same thing, you can do it in your own life also. Many people, they say, okay, I want to be a better fit person, and they start on January 1st. I'm going to do 100%. I will walk 4 kilometers and I will do this, I will do that. I'm going to enroll myself in a gym. Or maybe some people will even buy those things, equipments at their home also. And by 10th of January, you ask them, they would have already forgotten about it. So this is something which happens every year systematically. January 1st, very auspicious day, and January 10th, the next auspicious day when they kick it out. Why does it happen? Why does it happen? Because if you try to do everything, if you want to run a marathon on day one, it is not possible. So you have to do it in small incremental steps. Then only it will fit into your lifestyle. There is a famous book, Atomic
James
Habits.
Clear? Yep.
James Clear. Atomic Habits. Where he makes it, I have also read it so many times. And I've taken a lot of inputs from that book, Atomic Habits. It gives you step by step how to form your habit. Where that is made those, the 4 parts which I said, the cue, craving, reaction, and reward. He has translated that into the trigger and what makes it attractive and what makes it very simple and what is that kind of fulfillment that you get. So if you are getting it at every time you repeat the same action again and again, definitely it becomes a habit. And the Atomic Habits, he again stresses on the point that, okay, start small. If you want to run the marathon, to use his own example, he said, first, wear a shoes, walk a few steps, then take a walk around your block. And maybe then next, after a couple of days, you start walking about 1 kilometer. Make it 2, make it 3, make it 4 as the weeks go. By the time you have come to the 3rd month or so, you would have easily been doing some 6 to 8 kilometers, which is correct. So that is something which I practice and preach. I preach this, and I said, okay, let's not try to eating the elephant in one bite is not possible. So yeah, that is a saying, but I can convert that into a masala dosa also. Don't try to eat a masala dosa in one bite. You have to take it slow, relish it, and enjoy it till it is completed. So that is another thing that I wanted to communicate. And anything specific area, because I don't know what would interest your audience, Sunil.
So I think whatever you already shared is already very interesting. So one of 2 questions, I'd leave to you how you answer that. You said the physical, the emotional, the mental, and the spiritual part in terms of what's helped you through. And you also spoke about the habit. So my 2 questions are in terms of how did the spiritual help. The second is the aspect of breaking a habit. So that's not working for us. So I leave it to you how you want to answer that and which one you want to answer first.
Okay, both are very interesting questions. So the spirituality, when you are in deep shit, you will definitely call out any religion, whichever religion you are following, you will be calling, oh my goodness, my God, whoever it is. So spirituality and religion are different. Spirituality is trying to understand yourself, your inner self, because I believe God is within everybody, within me. And then everything that you do has a thing. That is only because we don't understand that and we abuse certain things which has been God given or the nature given. I'm not going into which religion or which sect or anything of that sort. It is common for everybody. So the spirituality part has to be invoked by understanding yourself. So yoga, then it aligns your body, physical, with your mental status. And the best thing, I think it would be is Dhyanam. At least try to do with your eyes closed for about 5 to 10 minutes and then slowly increase it to 15 or 20 minutes. As it goes on like that, you get an equilibrium for yourself peace of mind, which works wonders. Spirituality, you can have it in many things. Many spiritual gurus are there and many theories are also available. The chakras in your body, how to understand your chakras is only spiritually you can do that. Understanding yourself. So these, I'm not saying trance, but then at least sit with your eyes closed. I don't want to say the meditation, which is very difficult. People get distracted. So to meditate also, you have to form a habit. You started with 5 minutes and then slowly you start increasing it. And that is the core of getting a grip on it. So you don't get emotionally upset. You don't get your emotional outbursts when things don't work. You don't. You start looking at it. What is the root cause of that problem? Analyze the problem and then take it from there. So it helps not only in business management, in personal management also. And to answer the second question, which is breaking a bad habit, it is just the reverse. So when I say make it attractive, here make it less attractive. Like for example, the cigarette packs always have a picture of a cancer, a tumor, and also the half lung gone and all those things because it wants to discourage. So make it less attractive, number one. And number two, make it very difficult to do that. And you have to curtail that fulfillment part of it. So just the reverse of the 4 things that I told about forming a habit, if we can reverse it. And in fact, the Atomic Habits, there is a couple of chapters which are there to reverse a habit also. Which exactly, this is what I am talking. It is an extract of that only I am saying in this. So for example, if you are an addict watching TV is an addiction for many. When the time comes, you somehow or other, you knock out everything and then go sit in front of the TV. And so what he says is that when the time comes, switch off the TV, pull off the plug, even switch off the DB, the distributor board, take your remote, remove the batteries, put the batteries elsewhere, keep the remote there. So if you do that, and you can ask your partner or partner to do that for you, so you have to go and search for it. So this becomes very difficult for you to get that TV remote and thereby your interest in watching that will go off. And there are certain triggers also. There is a popcorn or something which has to come when you sit. You are not watching the TV just for itself. There is a lot of things which goes in and increases your cholesterol, your fat content. Everything goes wrong along with that. So which advertisers want you to do? People, every organization, whether, I'm sorry to say this, but whether it is good or bad, they make you feel addicted to make you buy the product because that is how the business goes on. So if it is good for you, accept it. If it is not good for you, try not to get lured by all this kind of jargon which are put in or thrust in or attraction that is given to you. So this is the very simple thing. Just reverse the 4 steps. Your habit will start deteriorate. Slowly, you will not find that. And when you don't get fulfilled by that thing, then that's it. In Wipro, where I used to work, there were a lot of my colleagues were smokers, chain smokers. So we had so many offices spread around Bangalore. And finally, Mr. Premji decided that every office should move into Electronic City. So all the offices were shifted to Electronic City. And the first thing that he did was that it is a no smoking area. And these administrative blocks are at one end and the gate is at another end. And he said the smoking area is on the northeast part, which is about 1.5 kilometers. So anybody who wants to smoke has to walk all the way to that northeast gate, take a puff and then come back. So it is a 3 kilometers journey if you want to take a puff. And I had seen also some of my friends who used to say, let's talk on the way, because there is no time otherwise, no, to sit in the office and do, because they have to smoke, and it happens to be my seniors. So they said, okay, come on. I said, I will become a passive smoker. Don't mind. You can stay away from us, but let us, on the way, we can talk. So we used to talk all the business or whatever was there as part of our jobs. And then reach there, this guy would puff about 2 or 3 in a row, and then he will come back. And after some time, this continued for some time. And then slowly, he said, enough of this. I waste around 45 minutes walking up and walking down for one cigarette. And he quit. My vice president, he quit smoking. So that was, make it very difficult. That was the one thing that Mr. Azim Premji made that time. So that habit, it automatically will become nil or nullified. And also in the staircase, the lifts were there, multi-story buildings, and the lifts were there, and the staircase, I used to take the step, the first step, the second step, and the third step, you said you have lost so many calories. So each step you climb or each floor you climb, it will prompt you saying, you have now lost so many calories. So that I used to see people walking up rather than taking the lift.
Positive reinforcement. Yeah.
So these were some things which even enterprises do in order to make their employees fit and healthy.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
these are 2 things which you asked. Yeah.
I leave that to Sathish. I have questions further, but I think Sathish has last.
Yeah.
I'll leave it to Sathish.
Yeah. I mean, whatever you've shared so far, very, very interesting and very, very relatable to people. So thank you for sharing all these things. I have one specific question. I got curious when you mentioned the word Dhyanam, and meditation or Dhyanam has been a game changer in my life. So I'm curious to find out how you got introduced to Dhyanam, and was there any particular mentor or guru who introduced it to you?
Yeah. My guru, my grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah,
At an early
he was
age, or
at the early age. That is when I was 16, 17. So once I got into this, every day 15 minutes compulsory. So that helped me to be a better listener. This
Right.
brings me to one more topic that I want to share with all your listeners, is that in communication, which we always talk about in our coaching sessions and training sessions, communication, effective communication is more about listening rather than talking. So today, with the digital distraction, you are not in a mood to listen to anything completely. Attention spans are decreasing. Ability to concentrate is also decreasing. These are all decreasing. And that is one of the reasons why we are not able to focus and concentrate on things. So forget Dhyanam. If you cannot concentrate for 5 minutes, then that foundation of the meditation gets lost. How can you get into this habit? What he taught me was that, okay, close your eyes. Start listening to whatever sounds that are there. This used to be at 4 o'clock in the morning when there was no other sound other than some chirping birds and some noises in the street and all those things, very quiet. And he used to say, now isolate the channels. Isolate the channels. Now, can you cut off certain channels of noise and then listen only to one noise or one sound? So, start cultivating that. And then when you say, if you have put on the fan, maybe after some time you will say that sound will be there, that humming sound. Can you hear anything other than that humming sound? You start focusing on the small, subtle things of this orchestra, the universal orchestra, which gives a lot of things. Like as if you go to a riverside, there's a gentle river flowing. You close your eyes. After some time, you can even see that, okay, one leaf has fallen. You could even catch those subtle things, the water flowing, a bird chirping, or the wind blowing. You start understanding all these things. So this is isolating the channels of communication. So you will be able to focus, even if it is a crowded restaurant and you are having a meeting with somebody and that person is speaking to you, you don't miss out a single word. So you have to actually cultivate that habit. Again, it is a habit. So form that habit to understand, isolate the channels, listen to nature, listen to the silence. If you are able to listen to the silence, you are halfway through your first step in meditation, because your ability to focus is now more. So again, as part of the listening skills, I always say this R.A.S.A, R.A.S.A. Follow the R.A.S.A. So even if you are not able to listen properly in a meeting or some lecture going on, at least pretend that you are listening. Reciprocate. That is the first word, R. Reciprocate with your heads nodding, and then, okay, maybe even you take down a couple of words, or even if you are scribbling something on your notepad, well, good enough. The speaker gets a good feeling that somebody is listening. Reciprocate. Acknowledge. Acknowledge. Second one is A, acknowledge. Aha. Oh, interesting. Is some words or cues, or maybe your eyes popping out or your eyebrows going up, are all reciprocation or acknowledgement. The second word is acknowledgement. Third one, summarize. S. Summarize. So after the speaker has finished all those things, at least quickly run out. So what we were discussing through is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And don't forget the last one, ask question. Did I leave out anything? What next? So this is a very simple trick, R.A.S.A. Reciprocate, acknowledge, summarize, ask question, which will help both the listener as well as the speaker. The speaker will also get enthralled, saying that, okay, I got a good audience, somebody who is listening to me. So when somebody listens, it will be easier for them. And when you listen, so many things, so many confrontation can be avoided when you listen. You don't interrupt. So these kind of things, only spiritually, when you are conditioned, you will be able to do that in actual practice. So the spirituality plays a role. Meditation plays a role in personal and professional life. I hope I addressed that particular point.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Beautiful, sir. So you've shared quite a lot of these stories yourself in terms of how this is. One thread I've observed is you're a fantastic storyteller. So how did you get to that, or what introduced storytelling to you? And to capture an audience is something that's very important as part of your work as a coach, trainer, facilitator. Also in terms of OD when you're doing it, the storytelling becomes a very important bit. So how did that come to be?
Again, my guru, my grandfather, he wasn't. He was a. He used to go with anything. English was his favorite. So that the holidays and all, or whenever the school closed, what he used to do was that bring the Shakespeare, the works of Shakespeare. And they said, oh my, no, we are not studying anything. We are just reading. And he used to enact Othello, that all those things, Julius Caesar, Brutus, the Mark Antony speech and all. How many times he made us act on that? So I mean, everybody should be knowing the Mark Antony's speech. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. But in effect, it was the other way around. He wanted to praise Caesar and put down Brutus. So how he changed the focus of the attention of the people, it was if you read the act, I can even now I remember it so so well, that there is a lot of noise which are happening. People crowded, people are speaking and all. So the first thing in public speaking, friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears. The voice has to come down. That is what it is. So it is almost a whisper. So this is one of the best tricks, that when people are not listening to you, reduce your voice. So when you lower your voice,
Interesting.
people will stop talking and then say, hey, what is this guy talking about? Lend me your ears. So this is something which the play, when it is acted like that, then people stopped and then, hey, he's talking something. I come to bury Caesar, not to praise him. Okay, fine. That gels with our thing. Because the crowd is, they are all emotionally charged. So how you modulate your words, your voice, and then how you bring that, understand the crowd, and then appropriately talk about that. That matters a lot. And this was the poetry, the acts, all the Shakespeare's act he had enacted, and we used to act, me and my sister, we used to take turns in acting out those plays. In fact, in college days, one of my favorite things for elocution was the supernatural in Shakespeare. I used to extract supernatural things in Shakespeare's plays and then recite them. So these are things like that. I used to get a fancy. What made me a good speaker, an orator, or I wouldn't say an orator, public speaking was all because of my bringing up by my grandfather and various other opportunities that I got down the line.
Fantastic.
I believe I have an interesting question, sir, because I've seen many people. I assume that you are from Palakkad. Is that right? You are right. Okay. So I've seen many people from Palakkad to be bureaucrats and highly accomplished IAS officers, bankers. There is something very, very special about people from Palakkad. What makes them special?
I think it is a systemic methodologies that they practice and preach. So, Session, and so many admirals or commanders were all from Palakkad.
Right.
See, the thing is, I wouldn't say that it is because of Brahminism. I would rather say it is because of Brahminism. Anybody can be a Brahmin if he is able to understand the nature and blend it with his daily life. So we have been, once we attain that age and we have this, our Upanayanam and all, we are taught how to live. There is something which is called Nityaniham. So it's slight difference in Vedas. So Yajurveda Nityaniham, Samaveda Nityaniham, Atharvaveda Nityaniham. There is Nityaniham for every type of the Veda. I follow the Yajurveda Nityaniham. What is Nityaniham? It is how you start your day. I'm not talking about which God you are going to call. It is how you start your day, remembering the things which were there, that thanking the five, the air, the sun, the water, everything which is there, which has come to us. And then we have there is a time to, even for plucking the tulasi or doing everything, there is a slogan for that. And then we are supposed to do the 3 times: the morning, afternoon, and evening vandanam. The Prada Sandhya Vandanam, Madhyanikam, and Sayam Sandhya. So these 3 make us aligned with the universal clock, because the clocks were not there with everybody. Now that we have a watch hanging, or we can look at the time every time, but that used to synchronize the body clock with the universal clock. So if you look at it, even in the Muslim religion, they do it 5 times a day without fail. There is a time when you have to compulsorily go and do your namaz, this namaskara. Whether this followed out of that or that followed out of this is a big question that we can think about or think about ourselves. But even everything, there is a time. Even if you take any religion for that matter, Christianity, there is a time for the prayer, there is a mass at a particular time. So the time when they fix it along with the religion or something which is there, I wouldn't call it as a religion. I would say spirituality comes in play at that time. And that is when you understand that, okay, in Hinduism, we say that everything is God. Even a piece of stone is also a God. So there are so many names, so many forms, so many ways of doing things. So if you are, whichever thing that you are following, the ability to synchronize the body clock with the universal clock is number one. So that itself makes you habituated to do things in a systematic manner. So this used to be a habit formation which comes into your life from a very young age. So that is one of the common things that all these Palakkad Ayers systematically follow. I'm not saying that other Ayers don't follow. Of course, there are many people who do that, whether you are Ayer or Iyengar or Nambudiri or anybody. If you know what you are doing, then there is a reason for doing that. Understand the basic of everything that you do. There is a purpose in that. Understand the purpose. Don't just repeat it because somebody told you to repeat it 100 times. No. So even that brings me back to another topic, which is Vedas. How did Vedas originate? Gurumukhe ucharo punarucharaha Veda. That then only it becomes Veda. So Guru utters certain things and then you are able to utter it again from your own, on your own. Then that becomes the Veda. What is Veda? It is a book of best practices, compendium of best practices. So we might have gone through ISO audits and all those things in our life. So there is always something which is the best practices. Best practices, the procedures come up, the processes come up. And that defines the quality standards for anything that we do. These quality standards all originated from Vedas. So even before this ISO and BS, all those quality standards had been there, we in India used to follow the Vedas. And so there's a huge linking between say what you do what you say. That is a basic thing of quality management. Say what you do. If you say that I am doing this, I am doing that, I am doing that, and then do what you say. செயல் ஒரு நேர்வழியில் இருக்கணும் சொல்லுவோம். That is what you speak and what you do. If they follow, then you are already in the step 1 of standard practices. So I think that answers the question that why a particular sect of people have become business bureaucrats and they had done a lot, seen a lot and all those things. I may or may not be forming part of that, but I still know that what is the reason why they have been successful. Because of their strict adherence to a methodology. With a reason. So the what of it, you have to look into the why of it. You have to look into the how and how when it can be applied. If you can put all these things into it, your life becomes complete.
Wow.
Very interesting, sir. And the way you took that tangent of the examples, I think extremely beautiful. And it somehow also comes back to discipline, habit, sticking to structures, do what you say and say what you do, or the other way around, say what you say, do and then do what you say. So extremely beautiful examples you've taken. And I think it applies to both industries, individuals, and, all of us as a collective as well. Collective wisdom for sure. So how was your childhood, sir? We've heard of that initial story of, how you went to a point of no return and they came back up, right? So other than that, any other aspects of your childhood that can inspire us?
Childhood was very beautiful. It is not like individual cocoons of today where we have the nuclear families. It used to be big families. In our home, native home, we had around 14, 15 members So
Wow.
it is a huge building, Palatial building, I would say. And my grandfather who built it. And we used to live cohesively. So what our parents taught us was to give and take. So you should let go. There will be, because each of us differed by around 1.5 years. So we had 16, 15, 14, 8, like that. So Adkupunime, just like that, you have all those things. We used to have so many kids in the family. And how you mix with everybody used to be different. And in spite of that, no hassles, no chandai, no arguments. We used to be having a good time together. So that was a foundation which was laid by the top persons in the house, or I would say, the, the fulcrum was always there. And we wouldn't even sit in front of our elders. We used to stand. They had given us a lot of values. So those values were imbibed very early. And that is what continues in life. There is a saying in Malayalam, ചെറുപ്പകാലങ്ങളിലുള്ള ശീലം മറക്കുമോ മാനുഷമുള്ളതാണ്. That is what you learn in your childhood, you will never forget in your life.
Yep.
So,
Correct.
as you rightly asked, that when you ask this question about childhood, most of what the systematic way, the methodical way of thinking, acting, behaving, all those things came in knowingly or unknowingly because of our bringing up,
Mm.
our parents and grandparents who brought us up. So that is something which I always cherish. Now, very difficult to get appointments to talk to your cousins. Are you free this Sunday? Can we have a chat? It was not so earlier because we never had these things. Now we are talking like that online. Those things were not there. We used to write postcards and then envelopes. And cousins who are abroad, we used to have that aerogram. When you send it, you will get a reply after 1 month. So that was okay. And we were very happy, contented with that. But now, if the phone does not ring 5 minutes, you keep on looking at it. Array, is it dead or alive? If it doesn't buzz a couple of times, then you see something odd. And why no calls today? Because you are habituated by getting distracted.
Correct.
Or whether you want it or not. I wouldn't advise, but I have turned off my notifications. So sometimes I miss out certain things. But the thing is, if something is very important, they will call.
Yeah.
So use each of these things, that is tools that are available to us, in there what it is meant for. That phone was only to make a call, but today it does everything for you.
It is.
Even does the cooking work. So I'm not against any of these advancements, AI and all those things. I'm not against it. It is required. When computers came in 1983, when I finished my COBOL, I had done it in my mainframes. The last session, they took us to the lab and then showed us a PC, personal computer, a small stuff sitting on a table. We were all, oh, what is this? That was a PC XT286 with a 2-drive floppy. There is no hard disk. So you have to put a boot floppy, remove the boot floppy, then put the program floppy, remove the program floppy, put the transaction floppy, and that is how you used to do a transaction. And the memory was 256K RAM. 256K RAM. The first PC that I had. And now, if you get 16 terabytes, you are not happy. Of course, the computation things have grown up. Sorry. So the computational computing capabilities have gone skyrocketing. You don't have that patience to get the result. If you type something, it should come within 3 seconds. Otherwise, it is gone.
Correct.
And also social media. If it is not interesting, you keep on swiping. unless there is something which is called scroll stopper, which stops you from scrolling. You tend to do, everybody tends to do that, because it is what it is. If you don't get an answer within 3 seconds, no. Even when you put on videos, when you do the promotional videos and all, the first 3 seconds, if the person has watched, that means there is a probability that he will watch another 1 minute. So it has come to that much now. Today, a video cannot be more than 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Maximum, yeah. Maximum 1 minute. If you can keep it to 60 seconds or 90 seconds, well and good. Tell whatever story you want to tell within that time. That again reminds me of another thing. You might have heard about the, what do you call, elevator pitch. Of course, all of you, you are both, you've been in the corporate thing. Why was this pitch? Why was this terminology coined? Elevator pitch. You say you get into the lift. Suddenly, your president also walks into the pitch, into the lift, same lift, and we are going to the 14th floor. Both of us. Maybe he is going to the 15th and I am going to the 10th. So there is about 30 seconds of time that you get, personal time with your president. And he looks at you, looks at your lanyard. Oh, Lakshman, what are you doing? What will you say? What will you say at that point? You got 30 seconds to say what you are doing. So always carry your elevator pitch in your pocket. You should have that in your pocket. You don't know when it will be used. So if you ask me, what do you do, LK? I said, I help individuals and organizations to thrive. So I have capsulated it into one sentence. So capsulate whatever we are doing, whatever you want to be broadcasted to others in not less than 30 seconds. Keep it in your pocket always as your elevator pitch. So, because nobody has the time. Suddenly somebody says, what are you doing? Don't get caught off guard. Be prepared. Expect the unexpected. You don't know whom you are going to meet. You go for networking meetings. You don't know whom you are going to meet next time. So be prepared. The time is shrinking. So now if you have to say anything, I think now we have taken more than an hour now, but nobody gets this privilege of 1 hour of speaking nowadays. Maximum it has to be around 10 to 15 minutes. Forget it.
Right.
Otherwise they would have already started taking their phones and then scrolling. So that is something which very, very difficult to change. Maybe the mantra that you are bringing in will make an impact. Things.
For sure,
Thank
sir.
you,
I think
thank
that conversational frequency or resonance, if I have to put it, that switching on is not there. It's so easily. I'd say no, so easily because me and Sathish have been having this conversation quite sometimes. Because we are going through certain podcasts which are 3 hours long. And sometimes
Yep.
it's just that the first time, if I like what you're doing, then I'm sorted for you. So that's also a space. And now the aspect of people not having time is something that has also become a space where people now want to get to spaces where they have the feeling of time. Right. So I've heard, especially in Bangalore, it's picking up that my mom wants to go to a space where it's only jingles, like people are singing out loud a different or a Kannada song from the 80s, 90s. It's a free entry and then it's part of a hotel and you just sit there for about an hour and a half, order what you want, eat and come back. So that's also a space, another tangent that today's generation is also getting into.
Correct. It is there. We are going back to the roots in many places.
Yeah.
In many areas. Say 24 hours can be split into 3. 8, 8, 8. So the first 8 is 8 hours of sleep. difficult, but at least try to get that 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours of work. Again, a difficult thing because work doesn't stop at 8 hours. It drags this way or that. And 8 hours of personal life. So if we can actually bring this into 888 time slice, then we made some effort in this. So life becomes, if the moment we say that something is eating out from one of the slices, so if you don't get sleep, adequate sleep, continuously, for you become deprived. And if you are not able to finish your work in that 8 hour slice, that means you need to upskill certain things. You are not good at it, at certain things. You are not able to close certain things. That is what it indicates. And 8 hours of personal life is very much required. Which brings us to this amazing question of what is the force that makes you live today? What is that one thing which drives you?
Right.
So we all need that. Money is one thing. Financial stability is one thing that we need to have. Number one. Number two, skilling yourself, upskilling yourself, and work-life balance. So if we don't have anything, things and that, what is the purpose of our life? I think I am going a little deeper into this.
Yeah. Spirituality is coming in.
Yeah, the purpose of life. If you ask me, what is your purpose? We may say a lot of things. I want to do this, I want to do that, I want to do this. All those things are secondary. Okay, fine. Can you actually do all these 3 things or 4 things? At least make a list of only 3 to 4 things that is makes you a purpose in life. What is real purpose? So, I said these are one thing. One thing is financial stability, independence. I wouldn't say stability. I would say financial independence. We all need something. So, second one is our work-life balance, because the culture is changing so much that if we are work, that means you are neglecting your family. That again is defeating the purpose of life. And upskill. If you stop learning, that means you are doomed. Every day you have to learn something new. So, say for example, AI. Start adopting AI for the good reasons, not to make dumb doodles. So that again goes off and on into so many different topics. But let me stop at that. I write a blog. It is lkmoorthi.wordpress.com. So in lkmoorthi.wordpress.com, I write something which is impacting our social life. Every week or once in 2 weeks, I write definitely a blog which talks about something in life. Anybody interested can always go and have a look at it. There is so many things that I have, even my own story, I have put it in a different way.
For
Like
sure.
the red ball, the green ball which bounces. So how you bounce back in life is like the rubber ball, which you drop it down, it bounces back. So you fall, but you have to bounce back in life. So there are certain things that I communicate in some 5 minutes read. It's part of me to pass on something which I felt fascinated to the new generation or to my friends.
Fantastic. So I think we'll catch up on that. Satish, before you ask the next question, maybe my question is, so you had 2 interesting stints, sir. One in terms of the technical and all that, Wipro and a few other organizations. And then you said post-retirement, you had this, repurposing of the time that you have. Which one have you enjoyed the most?
Mentoring.
Mentoring.
The consulting and coaching and all are monetary. Of course, you need something for the time that I spend. If it is free, nobody likes it. It is of no use. So unless there is a price attached to it, nobody listens to it. So mentoring is what really I do, and I enjoy doing that.
Fantastic.
more than about 100, 200 real good mentees.
Oh, wow.
They are all
Super.
over the world, and weekends I catch up with at least one or two of them, see what they are doing, how they have come up. And they also call whenever they are coming around here, they call me. But nowadays with this video conferencing and all, it has made the distance very short. So it is easier to communicate nowadays, easier to know
Right.
each other. Some ask questions, some ask, we do some debates, we check out each other. There may be arguments, but that is okay. That is healthy. It is like that. Okay. Say, when I take a mentee or I even take an assignment, a consulting assignment, I look at whether they have the appetite. If you don't have the appetite, there is no point in me talking to them or telling them, preaching and all those things. I slowly withdraw from that. That need will not be there. If they don't have that appetite to learn and grow, there's no point in teaching them or trying to help them out. First, number one is that the person who is coming to me should have the appetite to learn and grow. Otherwise, it is a waste of time.
Yep.
Yeah, if I say I know everything, then okay, there is no point in me. I think you must be aware of that monastery. A disciple goes to the guru and say, I want to learn from you. And he starts pouring tea into the cup. You must have heard that. It overflows. I say, Guru, it is overflowing. So the cup has to be empty in order to be filled. So if you know everything, there is no point in me coming and trying to mentor that person. We should know that, okay, I lack certain things. I would like to empower myself or learn something more to be a better person in life. If somebody has that spark, it is easy and it is time well spent with that person. So today I have a choice. It is not necessary that I have to take everything. I don't have to canvas or thing. I just put it. Some things click, some things doesn't click. So person who wants my services will come to it. That's the thing. I don't have to run after my work. I'm happy if I am able to do something. Now every day I structure it into some time slices of 4 to 6 hours. And I'm happy with that.
Wow.
Quite happy.
You shared many things in this podcast, sir. Perhaps I remember we first met in 2014, and we had close contact for about 2-3 years before I got transferred from that branch, and we lost connection. And very recently, I was very happy to see you on LinkedIn, and then I connected with you on this podcast is happening. And there is a reason why we are reconnecting again for this purpose. To tell these stories to the world. This is
Correct.
really amazing.
Yeah.
And I have one question, sir.
Yeah.
You spoke about your grandfather, who was your, initial mentor and guru. In your corporate life, you've traveled to many countries and you've worked in many places. Any other interesting personality that you met that kind of, shaped your thought process in the last maybe 30-40 years?
Yeah. I joined Satyam Infoway in 2000. Yeah. And there was this interesting person called Avinash J. Prabhu, who was the president of the hosting services. He saw through me. And then he actually mentored me. And then I got up to the heading that particular division also, up to that stage. But then there were some things that he resigned and he went off. There were politics. I also moved out. So those were things. And if you ask the question, Avinash J. Prabhu is one name I can never forget. He is no more.
What was special about him, sir?
Understanding people. Understanding people and their capabilities. And then actually bringing out the best in every person. It is very difficult because you meet so many people, and to know that, okay, this guy is good in this guy is good in that, this guy can do this guy can do that. And he encouraged me to do certain things. And then there was no stopping me from getting promoted. I joined as a senior manager, information security. And then I grew up just a manager, then senior manager, and then I became DGM, then became head of pre-sales, so many things. So, and when I moved to Wipro, I was head of innovations, a very fancy title. But then, of course, innovation in the sense not that innovating new bulbs and fixes and all that, to innovate the methodology of approaching a customer. So those days, this customer success, that is only coined nowadays. Nowadays, we have this division called customer success department, where people are there and they are called customer success managers, not customer support managers. So success, how do you ensure that a particular program or a particular client is satisfied and he meets all the things, and then you are able to deliver more services to him? So that was the key thing, which somebody like Tandav Moorthi, we call him Tandy in Wipro, he actually saw through me and he made me the head of innovations. But that was short-lived. I was better known for firefighting. So I was shuttled between various accounts. I wouldn't say the accounts, but some things which, of course, things go wrong. Anything, not everything will be 100% right. Some things will not gel well and they may go wrong. So I had a knack of correcting, finding out, diagnosing the problem and fixing the problem and then turning it around. I used to do that. I had turned around about 19 accounts, big accounts. So whenever there was a need, I was called in. So that was how I was even known in the senior management levels in Wipro. So that is all because of my focus on service. Service is a very simple term. Right from the day you are born, you are served upon by somebody. After some time, you start serving others. Like your mother took care of you, and there was somebody who was there to help you when you started taking your first steps. And then now you are taking care of your children, your parents. So this service keeps on going on and on in a circle. But if you define the service, the definition is an act or an activity which creates value for someone else. An act or an activity which creates value for someone else. Then only you have served somebody. If that value is not given to that person, there is no, you didn't do any service at all. Which is very true of your banking profile, which your legacy in banking, you always added value. That is why you are serving people. That makes a difference. When you add value to whatever you are doing, you are serving people. When you are doing it to yourself, it is self-service. But otherwise, if you are doing it for others, it is a service well rendered.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Beautiful.
I guess.
Sunil, if, Sunil, do you have anything else to ask?
No, I have a quite a lot of things to ask, but I'm very mindful of sir's lunch timing, which is it's 2 o'clock. So so I have quite a lot of questions to ask. I think mostly acknowledging the ease at which he's just shared. We've not even had to ask questions. I think the answers and whatever had to flow is just beautifully come through so many things that I am still in awe of. I'm still processing a lot of things he's been sharing. So beautiful to meet you and then just have this conversation today. And now I can say I know you well enough than before.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And Sunil, you can reach out to me. I am open. The weekends are always meant for sharing, caring, and treating others. So weekends are always free, and I enjoy talking to people. Anybody can reach out to me.
Absolutely.
Saturdays, Sundays, I keep it aside. I don't do anything much on the weekends. Always good. And also, I
And
should
people,
thank you.
yeah,
I
thank
think I
you.
should be winding up this now. And I should thank you really for giving me an opportunity to talk and also share my ideas with you. Whatever it is, whatever the 1 cent of knowledge that I have been able to give, if it gives a spark on
Yep,
somebody, I have done a part of the matram that you are doing. So if somebody has taken a couple of steps in this and found it very interesting, or want to exchange more ideas also, I am welcome. I am free to have any discussions. Just anybody who is interested, you can direct them to me on WhatsApp, and we can
yep,
catch up on that also. I am open to that.
Oh,
absolutely,
definitely,
sir,
sir,
absolutely.
definitely. And I think there are maybe Satish, there's more podcasts with sir. So I think
Yeah.
it is far.
Plenty of things to uncover from so many aspects of life. I had a set of questions which I never ended up asking. Maybe perhaps we can look at part 2 of Mr. Moorthi. That will be something that I'll look forward to. We are at almost 1 hour 20 minutes types, and people still listening to us. We are really grateful, and thank you so much, Moorthi sir, for your time. And we are grateful and honored. Is there anything one particular that aspect that you want to share that we did not ask you?
Nothing comes to me at the moment, but there
Yep.
are so many things that I could have shared more. But then again, it becomes a monotony. It has to be structured and put in. So anything which is unstructured will not have any effect. So it will take more time for that. And maybe we can have our offline conversations if that helps.
Absolutely. Yep.
And anything that you say.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Okay.
I see.
I
I'm
mean,
not a master of all. I don't. But whatever I have learned, I have enough to write a story.
absolutely.
And final question before we close. So if you had to write your autobiography, what would you name it?
I have not given it a thought.
So that could be an interesting thought for you, sir. I think there's so much stories so beautifully written or even shared, like verbally also, that it makes for a good reading, good listening, good sharing.
Yeah, my life is good enough for an Oscar award winning storyboard, because it has had so many things, the family feuds and so many things which happened. And I saw how my father suffered and how I ensured that, okay, I don't follow the same pitfalls that he had. So all those kind of things were there. And that is a great learning in life, very early in my life, because I lost my father when I was very young. When I was 19, I lost my father. And then after some time, maybe in my 40s, I lost my mother as well. But then during the time that they were alive, they invoked a lot of, or inculcated a lot of values in, so that why you have to look at a human the way you look at a human being. A person is a person. Don't look at in any other way. Everything you have an answer in Veda. So there is nothing called a Brahmin. Brahmin is only the caste itself. Sorry. So it's everything that is there, and we all are meant for certain things that we need to fulfill in our lives. Everybody has a role. Understand the role and then keep doing it. My father was an example of service-oriented person. He was a doctor, famously known as a doctor of the poor. So even if you happen to visit Calicut, ask anybody, of course, the older generation, Dr. Krishnamurti, they all will have something to say. Because he never accepted fees. Because his life was devoted for charity. That was how he had.
Wow.
Clinic used to overflow with people. And later on, when they succeeded in life, they used to put something on the table and go. He never used to bother that. What is? Most of the time when he went to attend, those days it was called family doctor, not the specialist. He used to attend everything. Even even a gynec role also he would don. When he used to go for attending a delivery, he looks around and sees the condition of the house and brings one person from the family in his car and asks my mom to cook something for him and take it back, because that lady who delivered needs good food. So that was how he had been in his life, doing
Right.
value, creating value for others, or service, as I would say. And when he died, even the radios, the newspaper had on the front page, the doctor of the poor is no more. And there was a series of articles written on him. Later on, one of my friends actually posted them to me in the Calicut edition of Mathrubhumi, a local newspaper. They had come out with a series in memory of my father. So these were so many things. And when there were so many surprising things when I was in Jeddah as the program director for Saudi Airlines, I had taken a cab one day to go back to my residence. And he said, "Oh, sir, Kerala. No? Yeah, I am from Kerala. And for the sake of people who don't know Malayalam, I will talk in English." So he said, "Okay, Kerala where? Oh, Calicut. Calicut where? Calicut Chalapuram. Chalapuram where?" I said, "Do you know Krishna? Huh? Dr. Krishnamurthy. And you?" "I'm his son." He actually stopped the car and he turned back and started, "Namaste, I didn't know that you are doctor's son." And he refused to accept the fare also. I said, "No way, I will call you back whenever I need you. Give me your number." So the way he served, he had touched so many people's hearts. So that is what I also want to do now. I want to touch many a heart. Do something that will make me more happy in life rather than earning something. Monitor.
Wow. What a beautiful space, no? Touching many hearts.
Beautiful, sir. Beautiful.
Okay. So shall we wind up
Sunil,
this?
you want to go ahead and officially close?
Yes, sir.
I would.
I think officially pass is what I would do. So many things, so many stories, so many kick-off points from here to take it up. I think it's been a fascinating conversation. So many things shared, so many perspectives, so many examples, so many anecdotes. I'd say, wow. Lakshman Moorthi sir, we have more episodes with you in stores. I would fully put it as a pause and not as a closure for our podcast. Lovely to have you here. I will definitely catch you on the weekend, and we can have a deeper conversation as such. So thank you for being here with us and giving your time and all your graceful memories and experiences. Thank you.
Thank you very much for giving this opportunity to me to speak to you, speak to many. Thank you.